What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. 2026 has already been wild for gacha and action RPG fans, and Neverness to Everness has definitely been getting a lot of attention lately. The game has a cool urban anime vibe, a modern open world, cars, houses, and a whole city setting that feels pretty different from the usual fantasy stuff. Of course, the community is already having a field day with the mascot, Taigido, because the guy just does not shut up during cutscenes. And yeah, the memes are absolutely everywhere. Seriously, he is making Paimon look quiet. But despite all the jokes and chaos, the hype around this game is very, very real. But, and this is a huge but, there is one giant elephant in the room, and it is the exact same nightmare we have been dealing with for the past year. Optimization. Let's be real here. When Wuthering Waves dropped, it was an absolute banger in terms of combat and visuals, but it also cooked a lot of hardware. It became infamous for overheating, sudden frame drops in crowded fights, and stutters that could completely ruin a perfect dodge. Even now in 2026, turning WuWa to Ultra on mobile is basically a one-way ticket to melting your phone. And it's not just WuWa either. Even Zenless Zone Zero has been getting hit with nasty frame drops in city areas after some of its recent updates. So now the big question is obvious. How is the shiny new Neverness to Everness holding up? Honestly, it might be even heavier than WuWa. Players are already reporting insane overheating on mobile, plus some brutal frame drops in crowded city areas. On PC and PS5, there's this nasty memory leak problem where after around 30 minutes of playing, your RAM and VRAM just get swallowed whole and the game turns into a slideshow. And on mobile, with the game sitting at over 15 gigabytes, it's basically locking a lot of mid-range players out before they even start. And that brings us to the real question. Why are these games suddenly so hard to run? Why are mobile games in 2026 straight up bullying our devices? Well, it's basically a war between software ambition and physical reality. Let me break it down for you. Number 1, thermal throttling. Unlike a gaming PC, your phone doesn't have big fans or liquid cooling. It has to dump heat through its own tiny body, which is a massive problem when the game starts pushing the hardware hard. When the SoC, basically your phone's brain, gets slammed by NTE's heavy lighting and visual effects, it heats up fast, and to stop the chip from cooking itself, the phone automatically cuts performance. That's thermal throttling. So the game starts at 60 FPS, and 5 minutes later, you're down bad at 25 FPS. Number 2, insane pixel density. Modern phones are packing 2K displays, and some are even pushing way beyond that. That means your tiny mobile GPU is trying to calculate and color millions of pixels every second. It's doing desktop-level work with way less power, way less cooling, and way less room to breathe. Number 3, the Unreal Engine 5 squeeze. Games like NTE are built on Unreal Engine 5, and that engine is designed to shine on PS5 and high-end PCs. The problem is that developers are now trying to cram console-level lighting, massive polygon counts, and all that visual flex into a device that fits in your pocket. At that point, it's not really a mobile game anymore. It's basically a diet PC game pretending to be portable. Number 4, open world RAM bottlenecks. Hesperia is a seamless open world, which sounds amazing until you realize what your phone is dealing with behind the scenes. As you drive through the city at full speed, your phone is trying to load high-res textures, run background apps, manage the OS, and keep the whole thing stable using the same limited pool of memory. When that memory bandwidth gets clogged, the game stutters. That's just the reality. And finally, live service bloat. Every update, every new character, every new zone, every new feature adds more files, more overhead, and more stuff for the game to keep juggling. Over time, these games don't just get bigger, they get heavier, messier, and harder to optimize. But don't panic, you don't need to throw your phone into the sun. If you want to run NTE, WuWa, or ZZZ smoother, then you need to take control of your device. So here's the ultimate optimization checklist. Step 1, smart in-game settings. Don't just slam everything to low and call it a day, because that usually makes the game look trash for no real gain. Instead, drop your resolution from high to medium. That alone can take a huge load off your GPU. Next, turn shadows down to low or off completely. Shadows are absolute CPU killers. And finally, lower crowd density. Fewer cars, fewer NPCs, fewer moving objects. That means less work for your RAM and less chaos for your device. Step 2. Android developer options. If you're on Android, go into Developer Options and find Graphics Driver Preferences. For the specific game, change it from Default to System Graphics Driver. Then turn on Disable Hardware Overlays. That forces your GPU to handle the screen rendering more directly, which can take a serious load off the CPU and make things feel a lot more stable. Step 3. Thermal Management. Take your phone case off. Seriously, your case is basically an insulator, and that means it traps heat. If your phone is already struggling, that extra heat is not helping at all. And whatever you do, don't play these heavy games while your phone is plugged in. Battery heat plus processor heat is a recipe for thermal throttling. If you're serious about mobile gaming, a clip-on phone cooler is honestly a game changer. It can literally keep your frame rate way more stable. Step 4. Storage and cache. Never let your storage hit 100% full. When mobile storage gets packed, read and write speeds can tank, and that can affect game performance more than people realize. Try to keep at least 20% of your storage free. And if a game starts lagging badly after a new update, go into your phone's settings and clear the game's cache. That can help it rebuild things cleanly and remove some of the junk that builds up over time. Step 5. Lock your refresh rate. If you have a 120Hz screen, but the game is struggling to hold 60 FPS, go into your phone settings and lock your refresh rate to 60 Hz. That can reduce the weird desync between the game and your display, and in a lot of cases, it makes the gameplay feel way more smooth and consistent. The truth is, developers are trying to stuff a PS5 into our pockets, and until battery tech and cooling tech make a massive leap forward, we're the ones who have to do the optimizing ourselves. So now I want to hear from you. What phone are you currently playing on, and how's it handling the streets of Hesperia? Have you pulled Nano yet, or are you still stuck listening to Taigido talk your ear off in the prologue? And if this video helped you squeeze out a few more frames and make your game run a little smoother, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the gacha world, and I'll see you guys in the next video.